Hi, and welcome to What They Don't Teach You in School, where we teach life. My name is Donnie Thomas, and today we will be talking about the secret to changing your life. Now, the secret to changing your life is easy, but a lot of people do not apply this secret because they cannot understand how to balance their emotions with their rational thought. You'll see it in the individual that works somewhere for 20 and 30 years. They hate their job, they hate their boss, they hate their coworkers, and all they can do is get pissed, but they don't get prepared. They go home, they yell at their spouse. They go home, they yell at their children. They yell at their friends. They yell at their family. They get pissed, but they don't get prepared. They don't take the necessary steps to position themselves for the peace that they deserve. They just get pissed. One of the examples that I'll focus on today is the Trump Tax Act that was recently passed into law. And I look at all the social media, I read the news, I watch the news, and I see that there is a range of emotion around this act. You have the folks that are happy about the act because they think they're going to get a tax cut. They don't care whether or not they're rich or poor. They just hear tax cut and they are elated. Then you have the segment of individuals that are pissed about the tax law, and this individual is pissed because they believe that there was not adequate bipartisan participation in the development of the law, and that the law is skewed more towards helping the wealthy than it is towards helping the middle and lower class. And then you have that segment of individuals that don't even know what the hell is in the law, but they reserve some right to have a negative or positive emotion about the law based on the sound bites that they've been hearing in the news. And so I'll say to anybody who harbors a negative emotion towards this change, don't get pissed, get prepared, because the secret to change is not in fighting the old, but it is in building the new. You have to position yourself and take the necessary steps in order to get to the life you want for yourself. Don't go fighting the old stuff. Build the new. Your boss mad at you, they already wrote you up, they made a decision. Don't go fighting that stuff. Build the new. Take the steps that you need to take in order to propel yourself out of that situation. With the Tax Act, don't get mad. The law passed, it passed however it passed. Great. What you need to do is to get prepared. So how are you going to do that? What does that mean for you? So in the book, What They Don't Teach You in School, as well as our online workshop, The Real Estate Investment Model for Wealth, we teach a core methodology that can be applied to every area of your life. And that is, you plan, you position, you pursue, and you pass on. I'll say it again. You plan, you position, you pursue, you pass on. You plan, position, pursue, and pass on. And I say this repetitiously because I want it to be ingrained in your mind so that the next time that you are faced with a challenge, the next time that you are faced with change, you are able to plan, position, pursue, and pass on. Give it to you for free. So let's go back to the Tax Act. Use that as an example. Talk about planning. So I have a background in information systems, and one of the things that I would do when I first consulted with my clients is I would say, what are your reporting requirements? What do you want to get out of the system? Because you can't get out what you don't put in. So I need to understand your requirements for input so that I can develop the processes that will produce the output that you need. The same thing with your wealth, the same thing with your life. You need to understand what your end game is. And a key tenet of planning is to begin with the end in mind. What is your end game? Anything that you do, relationships, what is your end game? If you just want somebody to relax with and have a good time, that is your end game. Don't go making that individual believe that you want to spend the rest of your life with them and you really don't. What is your end game? When you go into a new job, what is your end game? Do you want to stay there for 40 years and work the rest of your life? Or is that job a stepping stone to another opportunity? What is your end game? So going back to the Tax Act, I would submit that many people just don't want to pay taxes at the end of the year. That's the end game. No, the wealthy want to reduce the tax liability as much as possible. So how do you do your planning around that? Well, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to a little known website. I'll give it to you for free. It's called the IRS.gov. And on this website, there is a section that explains the credits and deductions that are available for individuals as well as businesses. So now you've done the planning, because you can look and read through each of these deductions and credits for individuals and or businesses and determine how you should be spending your money to minimize your taxable income. Plan. Don't get pissed, get prepared. Because now that you are prepared, you begin to be at an optimal point to now position yourself. And positioning is the second point that I'll talk about, and that has to do with putting yourself around the people, the places, and the things that will allow you to execute your plan effectively. Putting yourself around the people, the places, and things that will allow you to execute your plan effectively. Now, who are these people? Well, one of the people that you should be putting yourself around is a CPA, or a certified public accountant that has a focus in tax. Why? Because what you're going to do with this individual is you're going to take the information that you've learned from your planning phase, and you're going to have an educated discussion with them about whether or not the plan that you have laid out at a high level makes sense. They will be able to guide you and counsel you on how you can spend your money in order to ensure that your plan is executed effectively. Okay? Now, we only talked about a small part of the plan. We didn't talk about the actual whole entire budget, which you should be doing every year at minimum, and monitoring every year at minimum. We're just going to hone in on this tax piece because it has to do with the expenditures of your funds. Now, one thing I will caution you about is that you are dealing with professionals. So these professionals have to weigh risk with reward. So if they are not being rewarded an exorbitant amount of money, they are not going to be willing to take a risk that could potentially have them or you audited. So you have to make sure that you are rewarding your CPA adequately if you can. And if you are not able to reward your CPA adequately, in all instances, you need to make sure that you are dealing with somebody with integrity and that has a great track record for doing the best for their clients, and somebody that you can challenge and someone that you can trust. Now, after you've planned, after you've positioned, the one thing that you will want to do is get your mind ready for the next phase, which is pursuit, because that's where a lot of people fall short. It's the actual action. They're great at planning. They can shoot the breeze all day with people. But when it comes to taking action, that's where many people fall short. The action is what will produce the results that you need. In the book, What They Don't Teach You in School, one of my favorite equations is the equation for success, which I learned from one of my mentors. And that, I actually tweaked it a little bit. And that equation is as follows. Preparation plus opportunity multiplied by action equals success. Again, preparation plus opportunity multiplied by action equals success. So you've done your preparation. You've done your planning. You've gone to the IRS website. You've looked at all of the credits and deductions that you would be privy to. You've done your positioning by putting yourself around the people, the places, and the things that will create the opportunities for you to then take action. Are you picking up what I am putting down? Again, are you picking up what I'm putting down? Preparation plus opportunity multiplied by action equals success. You plan, you position, you pursue. Preparation plus opportunity multiplied by action equals success. I am teaching you the formula to change your life. So take action, take relentless action, take massive action to make sure that you are spending your funds on things that will allow you to minimize your taxable liability as much as possible. So now that you already know, for example, that there may be a credit or a deduction for whatever, let's say energy efficient homes, and you make expenditures, or you have an opportunity to make an expenditure because something broke in your home and you need to replace it. So you chose to spend your money on something that's energy efficient, that there is a credit or deduction or whatever for. You are beginning with the end in mind. You have now taken that dollar and you have maximized the value of that dollar, because not only were you able to meet a need, but you were also able to reduce your taxable liability as much as possible. Are you picking up what I am putting down? Don't get pissed. Get prepared. There are no excuses. There are no excuses for you if you are watching this video, because I am giving you the keys to the kingdom to understand how to change your life. So as I land this plane, I'll sum everything up again by saying that if you have a challenge in your life, if change comes to your life, negative or positive, don't get pissed. Get prepared. Plan, position, pursue, and pass on so that you can reach the goal that you have set for yourself. Again, I am so excited to have been able to deliver this session to you today. My name is Donnie Thomas, and if you appreciated this session, I will say, please comment, please share. I enjoy your feedback, but most of all, I look forward to speaking to you.